You love pain. You do. And do you know how I can tell? I can tell from the decisions that you keep on making for yourself. Every time you decide to be stuck or repeat toxic cycles, you are self harming. I know it's unintentional, but if you don't break away from this, you will never reach your fullest potential. Okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Sapphire Love, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you unconsciously self-harm through the decisions that you're making and how this is stopping you from receiving the life that you deserve. So let's talk about why this happens. So unconsciously, you keep choosing things that hurt you because they're comfortable to you. You keep being around people that drain your energy because it's comfortable to you, actually. You keep staying in toxic situations, repeating the cycle because you're addicted to pain. It's called self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is being addicted to pain. It is being addicted to what makes us comfortable, even when it's hurting you. Why? Because it's familiar to you. You feel safe there. So when you keep choosing that dusty, when you keep choosing that toxic man, that toxic friendship, that user, that girl that doesn't even know who she is, no identity girl, when you keep being around people that drain your energy, and also even for yourself, when you make financially bad decisions, when you make decisions that you know you shouldn't be doing, like I can put my hand up and say, there's some things that I do and I'm like, oh, I should not be doing this, but it's because it's so familiar to me that it brings me a sense of comfort. But that has to go. If you're making decisions that aren't for your greater good, if you're making decisions that are going to harm you, if you know that you're in a situation or you're doing something to yourself and before you even do it, you feel guilty, girl or boy, that's such a red flag that you should not be doing this. Please. And I just know you guys watching this now are either in self sabotaging situations or you're inflicting pain onto yourself by self sabotaging. So, do you want to know why you do this? Come close, come. Right. So, you do this because you have low self worth. Yeah. You have low self worth and you don't believe you can do better. You actually don't believe that you deserve better. Yeah, I know. Because when I heard that too, that hurt. That hurt, but guess what? It's the truth. If you loved yourself as much as you claimed you would have, you wouldn't be repeating the same cycles that aren't fulfilling you or propelling you to your best life, whatever that means to you. You are not, you are not wanting more for yourself. You're not wanting better for yourself. And like I said before, a lot of times before we even do it, we feel guilty, we feel bad. We know that we shouldn't be doing this or be in that situation. Another thing that people don't talk about as well, it's not just low self-worth and it's not just lack of self-love. Fear. It's fear. You are scared. You are paranoid. You're so fearful of who you're gonna be when you get that love. You're so fearful of who you're gonna be when you break up with that man. You're fearful. You are fearful to step outside of your comfort zone. You are scared, fearful to see who you're going to be. Your comfort zone is full of pain. Whatever that is, that could be your toxic ex, your toxic parent, your toxic workplace, your toxic friend, what or the things that you're doing to yourself that is toxic. If you know, you know, whatever that is. Okay, that could be going out clubbing. That could be not, if you're religious, not going to church. If you're spiritual, not taking time to yourself to meditate, to be one. If you have a business, instead of working on your business that you've been saying you're going to do, you're going to have drinks with your girls, or you're watching TV. You're in hermit mode now. So let me break it down to you. So what you're telling me is, you know all of this, and your comfort zone is full of pain, but you'd rather be in that pain than be outside of that comfort zone because you're so familiar to the pain. You've been in a toxic cycle for so long that you actually believe this is your life. You've been in a toxic cycle with yourself for so long that you don't believe that you can do it. You don't believe that you deserve a life pain-free. That's the real thing. You don't believe it. And do you know how I know this? I see you guys show yourselves. Whenever I make videos talking about standards, especially when it comes to men, I feel like on my YouTube, you guys are not that bad, but on TikTok, I made a video just talking about how you need to love yourself. And if you're married and you're asking people for money, you may need to just reevaluate who you married. Because why are you married but you're asking your friends for money? And I said, maybe you should raise your standards a little bit, you know? And then I got loads of hate for saying that. These ladies were hating me on my TikTok. If you can go check the video on my TikTok. Anyways, the comments were filled with ladies trying to shame me. They're trying to make me feel bad. And do you know why I know? As a woman, I know that every woman wants to be taken care of. I know they're projecting. I know they're just scared to leave. I know they feel triggered. No woman wants to be asking their friend for money when they're married. I don't care what you say to me. I don't care what you say to me. Everyone has that goal of being taken care of, not even needing to ask for money, period. But my standard reminded them of their comfort. Okay? So they had to shame me and make me feel bad to make themselves feel better. But the thing is, I like to study psychology, so I already know that I make them feel away because they lack standards and because they are too fearful to actually take this knowledge, this information, what I'm giving to you. They're too fearful to take this knowledge and say to themselves, oh, you know what? Even though I'm married, I don't like asking people for money. I would rather my husband provide for me. And they're too scared to ask themselves that question, because when you ask yourself that question, what do you do? What do? You either stay or you leave. You either stay or you want better for yourself. So if you're asking yourself that question and you know that you don't like this, you don't like being with that toxic man that abuses you, you don't like it, they're too scared to leave. So they'd rather make me scared for my standard. And you have to realize that our brains stick to what they know. So you getting out of your comfort zone, you trying to stop self-sabotaging isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And that's one thing I always say on my channel. A lot of women like to run away from hard things. If you love yourself enough, you will do the hard thing. If you respect yourself enough, you will do it. It's not easy, but you deserve it because it's going to be worth it. Not even for yourself, but for your generations to come. Work on yourself for the generations to come. Stop self-harming through your decisions. And the root of this can be trauma, childhood trauma, past relationships, past friendships. And you know why? The brain gets stuck in survival mode. You are stuck in survival mode, and survival mode brings you comfort. And speaking of trauma, another thing I want women to stop doing, stop going around your friends and talking about your trauma. Stop going to your man and talking about your trauma. You need to go to a therapist or a life coach. And if you're a student or you're young, you can't afford a therapist, you can't afford a life coach, even though I would really, really recommend that. Because it's good to see from outside of yourself too. However, I would recommend journaling. Journal, read, watch therapist videos on YouTube, watch therapist videos on TikTok, put in your trauma online, put your trauma in on TikTok, put your trauma in on YouTube, research, get to the nitty gritty, get to the root of your problems. Your friends are not going to fix you. Your friends are not going to save you. Your husband is not going to save you. You keep going and talking to your friends, you keep trauma dumping. You keep trauma dumping, but guess what? You're still making those decisions. The trauma dumping doesn't stop your behavior. The trauma dumping doesn't stop the decisions that you make. You feel good for that temporary time when you come to your friends and you tell them what happened to you in childhood. It doesn't work. In fact, you're just making yourself worse. Stop focusing and staying at the past. I like to look at the past so I can use it to transmute me to my destiny. You need to use your past to transmute you to your destiny. When I was a teenager and I could not afford therapy, I could not afford life coaching, best believe I was buying books. I was going to the library. I was going online. I was watching TED Talks. I was getting to it. I wasn't just dismissing it and going to my friends and talking about our trauma and then moving along with our lives. Because even though I was young, deep down, something told me that no, it affects my behavior. And I'm a self aware person. Even at the time, I wasn't my most self aware. And also, self awareness is a journey, it's a forever journey. So I knew from a young age, oh no, this is going to affect my behavior. And it's because I was on the receiving end of people that were affected in life. I got the insecurity. I received their insecurities. I received how the world treated them. I received it. So because I was at the receiving end of this, I said to myself, oh no, I have to do the work. And I did. Instead of ruminating, talking about what happened to you in the past, you better transmute that past, that pain into your purpose. The first step is being self-aware. You need to recognize where you are self-sabotaging. So even with me, before I could afford a therapist and a life coach, I asked myself, why am I doing this? Why am I acting like this? Why do I keep attracting this to my life? Why do I actually get pleasure out of doing this? Yeah, ask yourself those questions. Why do I kind of like that toxic nature? Why do I like toxic men? Why do I like toxic friends? And another thing is start small. Okay, I get questions because I'm life coach from people just DMing me about their plans and how they want to overcome it. And they always start really, really high. And I'm not disputing that. No one's disputing that. But guys, this is psychology. Okay, we have to start small. Okay, you're just coming out of survival mode. You didn't even know that you were in this toxic cycle, and now you wanna reach up here. No. It doesn't. On a neuroscientific level, you have to start small for your brain. Reparent yourself. Okay, just like babies, you have to start small and build it, build it, build it, build it. And I used to do this in the past. I would aim so high and then get so annoyed at myself and then feel that I'm stupid and then have all this inner shame. I was like, no, babe, on a neuroscientific level, you just have to start small. Okay, so do we have that? Your life is not going to change overnight. I feel like I have to say that because with women, especially what I do with personal development and stuff, it's like we want to fix ourselves immediately. And that's the thing. Control. Let go of control. Women, let go of it. Please. That's something I have to work on. I've never been that bad on control, but still, there's always room for improvement. Okay. You need to actually feed the brain little things. You're going to overload yourself and then you're going to feel bad because you didn't do it. If you're watching this video right now, I challenge you to choose one thing that pushes growth instead of pain. Okay? So after this video or during this video right now, pause this video, and I want you to choose just one thing that pushes you towards growth instead of pain. Maybe it's saying no. Maybe it's leaving a toxic situation. Maybe it's starting your business. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe it's getting out of your bed right now and stopping bed rotting. If you're bed rotting right now, and actually get out, go on a walk or do what you want to do. If it's your day off, it's your day off. Okay, I put my hair to the front because I feel like it looks better at the front. Also, do you guys like my Halloween decorations? Well, not really Halloween, but autumn, Halloween decorations. I love fall. Little break. I love fall. I got some decorations to embrace change. So if you're watching this and you've changed, and this video is embracing change. From self-sabotaging habits to habits that fulfill your growth, it just reminds me of that. So guys, also get yourself some fall decoration, put it in your home. I believe in symbolism. Use that symbolism to symbolize your personal growth. Look what else I got. I got this in the charity shop, thrifting, because I like thrifting. I got this thrifted as well for like £4. So I got this with the butterfly on it, and immediately I knew that I had to get it because butterflies symbolize metamorphosis, so changing. They symbolize that, and I feel like I've just transformed so much because guess what? We're still the same. We're still the same, so we have to give our old self grace and kindness because before the butterfly, there was the caterpillar, and the caterpillar had to be in the cocoon. So while you're in this while you're on this journey to be in your best self, while you're on this journey and recognizing your self-sabotaging habits and to stop self-harming through decisions, remember that yes, it's going to be fearful because it's the unknown. We are scared of what we're unknown about. Just like when the caterpillar is in that cocoon. The caterpillar doesn't know it's going to be a butterfly. No. Just like you don't know what's beyond the unknown. Really. But you can only believe that it's going to be good for yourself, okay? You're just paranoid because it's something that you haven't done before. But look how once the butterfly came out that cocoon, it's a butterfly. He's beautiful. He's free, transformed, evolved. Okay, and if you're thinking good thoughts, and if you think in your mind that when I stop doing these self-sabotaging habits, I am going to evolve, you will evolve. You will evolve. It's simple law of the universe. The only way is up. When you're down, when you're rock bottom, the only way is up. And I love that saying. It really helped me a lot when I was in my down days. But the only way is up. You can't go lower. And do you know how you can go lower? Because you learn. Once you learn from your past, you evolve. That's why, see, with me, you can't shame me for my past. See, with me, I like failure. I like being down because I transmute. If I wasn't a transmutator, if I didn't transmute, that would be crazy. But I do because I learn. You don't know what success is like without failure, and you don't know what failure is like without success. So, what I'm trying to say is, even if you're in a bad situation right now, it's not forever unless you want it to be. Unless you decide, I don't want this life for myself anymore, and I want to stop self-harming through the decisions that I make. I actually want to make decisions that propel me to live my best life. I know it's not easy, but the power is in you. The power is in you to change your life. You are the creator. Create your life. Create your change. Be the change. Be the difference. Be the generational curse breaker. You leave that situation with grace. You hold yourself up high and you evolve to be the man or the woman that you ever so wanted to be. For yourself, you deserve it. So if you're watching this now, just know, yeah, it's going to be hard because you're doing something new. And even let's say if it's generational trauma, breaking generational curses is not hard. No. The only hard thing about it is the opposition from the other family members. Because they're going to be like, oh, this is not new. This is unheard of. What are you doing? And then you're like, oh my God, I'm getting opposition. Yeah, that's it. But once you know that you don't care, and once you know you're on a higher purpose, then it's like, oh, don't worry. They'll realize when the results are here. They will realize once the results are here because it's new to them. They've never seen the results before, but that's why you're here. You're here to create a new path, a new result. Yes, it can be a lot to carry on your shoulders, but it doesn't matter. You can handle it. You can handle it. You can do it. I believe in you. Look, if I can do it, anyone can do it. If I could stop hanging around with toxic people, being that naive girl, being helpless, just being around people because I didn't know who I was. I was hanging around toxic situations because I had no boundaries. So if I can realize and be self-aware, so can you. After this video, I want you to think of a life that reflects your highest self. What is your highest self? What does she do? Who is she dating? Who is she allowing in her space? And like her everyday thing. I don't want you to just say like, oh yeah, she flies around the world. And yeah, we know we can do that with money. But you, what are you allowing? How are you speaking to yourself? What is the type of man that you feel like you can live with forever? Who's the type of man that you feel like you can live with forever? What type of friends do you want to be around? What do they do? How do you want them to speak to you? So if you're watching this, take it as a sign to propel you into your growth. Now, I don't know if it's because I just turned 25 years young, but that veil is lifted. All the doubts I had about people in my life before, once I hit 25, I was like, oh, I'm right. I'm right. And I need to focus on me now. Because I feel like after a certain age, you just want to pour that into yourself. You don't even want to be around toxic situations. You don't even want to be repeating that cycle because you love yourself too much. And I don't want you to leave this video and say, oh, I'll start tomorrow. No, do it now. You have to do it now. The cycle breaks today. And I want you guys to have this in your heads because this really helped me on my journey. And I want you to say to yourself, The cycle will end today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. The cycle will end today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. Because that's all it is. It's a loop going again and again and again and again until you are courageous enough to stop, take a different direction. And I say courage because it is scary, but you still do it anyways. You still do it anyways. That's courage. Okay? So that's the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave your comment down below because I love reading your comments and I always try my best to reply to each and every one. Don't forget to like this video so we can push this information out to more people. Don't be greedy. And don't forget to subscribe because it's free. Okay? And also, if you don't know already, I have my Sunday Zoom class this Sunday. It was rescheduled, so tickets are still available and emails will be sent to everyone so far. And yeah, can't wait to see you there. Have your notepad and your pen ready.